I'd barely unpacked in my Sedona retreat, seeking nothing but quiet after a lifetime of urban grind. Mid-September heat shimmered off the red rocks, turning the air into a furnace. I was in my open-air workshop, sanding a walnut shelf, sawdust caking my arms like grit from a battlefield. My dog Ranger, a tough shepherd mix with zero tolerance for strangers, dozed in the shade, rumbling snores echoing. We both froze at the crunch of tires on gravel. A polished black SUV slid in like an uninvited guest. Out stepped a woman radiating authority-sharp red hair, designer sunglasses, beige stilettos sinking slightly into the dirt. Clipboard clutched like a weapon. She flashed a smile sharper than a lawyer's pen. "Mr. Reed?" she asked, voice honeyed with condescension. "That's me," I said, brushing off dust and meeting her gaze. Her handshake was vice-like. "Brenda Cole, president of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association. Here to welcome you to our community." She shoved a folder my way, thick with rules, dues forms, a glossy calendar of mandatory events, and a $300 initiation fee for visual harmony. I waved it off. "Nice try, but my land's not in Willow Creek." Verified it with the county parcel 45-881C, outside your bounds. She tilted her head, pitying. "Adjoining properties can be integrated per our expanding charter. It's about unity curb appeal, shared upkeep. Most sign without fuss." "Not me," I shot back. "I chose this spot to escape HOAs. Keep your harmony. I'll take my freedom." Her eyes flashed, but she left with a clipped "suit yourself," dust trailing her like a warning. Ranger growled low. "Tell me about it," I muttered. This reeked of the age-old debate. Individual rights versus collective control. Was community code for conformity at gunpoint? Trouble brewed quick. Days later, coffee in hand, I stared at my gate slathered in dull beige, a laminated sign proclaiming, "Under Willow Creek Review, access restricted." My mailbox vanished, replaced by their logoed eyesore, a card noting mail conformity pending onboarding. A van pulled up before I could fume. Two uniformed goons emerged, one photographing my siding, the other lasering measurements. "Compliance check," one barked. "Trim violates standard snow update filed." "Trespassing on private land," I snarled, blocking them. "Not your jurisdiction." They exchanged glances, muttered about flagging it, and split. A fancy letter arrived later, scented like cheap perfume. "Formal suspension until integration." Pseudo-legal BS, pure bullying. "Sheriff's office next." Deputy Kyle listened, then shrugged. "Gray area till damage or threats. Court orders your play." I blasted the paint off, reinstalled my box. Raw hands be damned. That night, Ranger paced. I rigged motion lights, pondering if HOAs were modern feudal lords, taxing the unwilling. Escalation hit like a storm. Shower cut mid-lather, water gone, then lights flickered out. Utility shed tag, hold by Willow Creek order. Calling the provider, Apex, revealed a signed, for me name forged in loopy script I never used. Fraudulent. I roared at Supervisor Victor in their office. He nodded at the mismatch, but cited 72-hour review. No essentials because Brenda decided I needed breaking? This wasn't neighborly. It was coercive tyranny, sparking fury over property sovereignty versus HOA empires. My brother Nathan, a bulldog attorney, hit the roof. Felony territory forgery, interference. Filings tonight. Injunction, TRO. I camped out with lanterns and propane, trail cams humming. Freedom fighters or paranoid loners? The line blurred in this fight. Pre-dawn, a drone whirred overhead, spying. Slingshot ping down it went, Willow Creek stamped. Crew hammered expansion stakes. I charged, Ranger snarling, running them off. Brenda returned with a slick suit, her junior lackey. "Quick inspection for integration," she purred. Over my dead body, I snapped. "Forgery, trespass, surveillance sheriff next." Nathan filed, evidence mounting. Deputies rolled in on phony hazards call. I toured my pristine shop. They apologized, whispering Willow Creek's notorious oversteps. Fuel for controversy, protectors or predators. Brenda staged a roadside circus chairs, megaphone, ranting unity against rogues. Crowd turned. "You killed his power? Find my fountain." Drone legal? Dissent erupted, exposing her as despot. Was community a cult, finding birdbaths while claiming moral high ground? Extortion letter threatened $50,000. Nathan laughed. Misrepresentation felony. Discovery unearthed forgeries, forced joints, bribed notary. Residents piled onlines, pet bans, impersonated officials. Board fractured, resignations, apologies. State investigated annexation fraud. I fortified, hired off-duty Deputy Luis. Neighbor Patricia delivered treats and leaks. Brenda's minutes on strategic discomfort via cutoffs. Suit swelled. Victims like Harold extorted dues. Elena and Marcus fish threats. Courtroom electric press, tense HOA drones. Nathan salvo, fraud, abuse. Defense whined, order. Testimonies demolished. Patricia on coerced fees. Harold on terror payments. Expert on doctored maps. Audio bomb. Brenda's voice. Drown in red tape cut services till they cave. Ex-boarder Thomas spilled hit lists. Me as resistant disrupt essentials. Judge Harlan froze Willow Creek. Criminal referral issued. Brenda bolted. Caught fleeing to Utah. SUV crammed with files. Arrested. Fraud, forgery, sabotage bail next. Association axed. Reversals, refunds flowed. Sentencing, 3.5 years, eternal ban from realty. She glared vacant, empire ash. I claimed damages, her project, land rebuilt, as open workshop. Welcome all but Brenda. Folks gathered, crafting freely. Harold recouped. Elena got a cat. Thomas lobbied HOA curbs. This wasn't mere win. It ignited firestorms on rights erosion by petty tyrants. Home to sawdust and silence, I savored victory debate raging, but my land unchained.